And I'll talk first about the investors and then come to us. The problems of the investors are what we call local problems. Once the investor has decided to come here, then he must obtain various permits for building, for operating. He has to register a company. He has to deal with the customs. He has to deal with various bureaucratic issues. It is our job to help him because we are here for many years and we know the people locally, and the government locally respects us because we are professional people, and we are also trying to make sure that things happen in the best way. So this is what we can do. Now, there is one problem which is difficult, but I would still like to raise it. And this affects all foreign investors in Jordan. In order for a foreign investor to operate here, let us say, what does he need to do? So he must register a company, and he must buy land and buildings, and he must buy vehicles, and he must get permit, either a working permit or a residence permit to live here. And presently, the regulations require that every time a foreign investor wants to do any of these things, he must have a security approval. So let us take, in my case, I am in Jordan for 7 years. 4 times I requested to get a residence permit. So 4 times I was required to undergo a security investigation. I set up 4 companies to invest here, so 4 more times I undergo. We bought 5 vehicles, and so then we 5 times. And the security people themselves say it is very strange that Sheldon has to be investigated 15 times. But these are procedures here, and these procedures need to be taken care of to make it a more investor-friendly place. And our role in this is that if we know the investor and we can vouch for him to say that he's a good guy, we can make the procedures go more quickly. Okay. There is also sometimes delays in land transfers, and then again we have to help the people. There are procedures. The land law in Jordan is a very old law. It is basically Turkish law from 150 years ago. Now in Turkey the law has been changed since then 10 times, but in Jordan it remains the old law. So the law is a good law to protect the farmers, but it is not necessarily a law which encourages efficiency and easy movement for foreign investors. Again, we can help to make the process shorter for the investor, but we cannot solve the problem unless the laws and the regulations are changed. Okay? This is examples as far as the investors are concerned. Our obstacles are different. We have a vision to bring big industries to Jordan. In order to do that, we do not only need the help of the Caesar, we need the help of the central government. And in this case, we find that Jordan doesn't have a real industrial advancement policy compared to other countries in the region. And I can give 1 or 2 examples now, and perhaps in the future, if we talk again, I'll give you more examples. Jordan builds infrastructure. In order to build infrastructure, you need to have materials. Let us say if you want to make a pipeline for gas or for water, you need to have pipe. Other countries have used such big billion-dollar projects as a way to get industries here who would supply those projects. But this requires that the central government use this as a requirement, and the government of Jordan doesn't do this. There are and another example is this. We wanted to bring here, we have here some ceramic businesses. We have one small factory and some traders. We wanted to bring here a very big ceramic factory. They needed natural gas. Now, of course, in the past few months, there's a problem of gas with Egypt and with sabotage. But even before that, the government of Jordan was preferring to use the gas subsidies that they were giving in order to provide cheap electricity to the people, and they did not keep gas for industry, and therefore industries that need gas cannot come to Jordan. These are 2 examples of where the government makes a decision which may be good decision or bad decision, but it does not help to develop industry here. And these are the kind of things, in order to get around this, we have to convince the government to change these policies. Well, as you see from going around our estate, we take a great effort to make the place aesthetic. So that if you're going around here and you don't know it's an industrial estate, we are planting trees, we build nice buildings, we keep the place very clean. And as we finish each place, we try to make a wall from the outside so that when you're traveling outside, it's difficult to see anyway what is going on here. And we recognize that we are in a very strategic place from the point of view of development of Aqaba. And so from the beginning, we have tried very hard to make the place look as good as possible. Now, we don't do this because the law requires it. We do this because it allows us to get better customers. It allows us to sell our land for more money. It's good business to do this. And this is the point that we are trying to get across, that it is not that we must keep the place nice because we are worried about the laws or we're worried about what will happen. If we keep the place nice, we can actually make a bigger profit. So it pays for us to make an investment and to use the effort to keep it looking like a good place. All right, so we have spoken about that. Up till now, we have a major investment in the steel fabrication industry here. We have a very large Iraqi logistics company here. We have a major petrol station and general commercial center here. And we have a building for high-tech industries, which we are just starting to fill up with companies that we think will be good for that. Altogether, up till now, there is about $120 million invested here. The government of Jordan altogether invested about $2 million and has gotten back $25 million. So the government of Jordan already made a profit of $23 million from our work here. The U.S. aid put $15 million in infrastructure here, and the rest of the $105 million came from ourselves and the other private investors here. Eventually, we plan to get up to a $700 million investment. So what it means is so far we're about 20% only into the size of the project. Right now, we are working to bring some new industries here who will not even be located in our estate. They will be located in Aqaba, but they are either too big or they are not environmentally suitable for this place. So right now we are working both in the energy sector and in the chemicals industry sector in order to bring investments to Aqaba, but the investments will not be here physically. They will be elsewhere in Aqaba. So we think that that's the next stage of contribution, that we can not only continue to build up this place, but that we can bring different industries to here who could be in Aqaba, perhaps closer to the port, but would not be in our place here. As soon as we get more advanced, and I hope by the beginning of next year we will be more advanced, then we have to come and to make with ACESA or with the Development Corporation an agreement like we have with the central government in order for us to be able to do it. But even before this, we are trying to market and to see if we can bring such customers here. And this will jump up, because if I said before that now we have 100 million and we want to eventually come to 700 million, we want to try to bring industries that each one is $100 or $200 million. But they are not suitable for this place, but they are suitable for Aqaba. So when we are now continuing with our efforts to bring more investors here, and I would stress that these are small and medium-sized investors, we can tell them with great confidence that the companies who have operated here are making a good profit, they are happy here, that if there are obstacles, we at PBI Aqaba can help them to solve the problems, and that Aqaba is a very good place for producing and delivering goods to the region. As to larger investors, we feel that we need to have more serious talks with the Jordanian government about industrial policy in order to be able to succeed to bring even larger investors to here.
المهارات التصنيعية والتخزينية والدعم والإسناد اللوجستي المحلي والإقليمي في منطقة العقبة الاقتصادية الخاصة. موقع استراتيجي في منطقة العقبة الاقتصادية الخاصة مزودة بكافة الخدمات اللازمة للتصنيع والخدمات اللوجستية والتخزين والأنشطة ذات الصلة. بنية تحتية متكاملة، مقاييس عالية الجودة في التصميم والصيانة، خدمات ومرافق متنوعة، مباني إدارية، خدمات بنكية، محطة محروقات بخدمات متكاملة، تخليص جمركي ومرفق لوزن الشاحنات على مدار الساعة وطوال أيام الأسبوع، مكتب لتأجير السيارات والحافلات، وحدة تحلية مياه بالإضافة إلى المساحات الخضراء، توفر الأمن والحماية على مدار الساعة وطوال أيام الأسبوع، خدمة ما قبل وبعد البيع أو الإيجار، فرص استثمارية. مدينة العقبة الصناعية الدولية، استثمار برؤية جديدة.